Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, Half-Baked Lunatic just sent me this puzzle, or sent us this puzzle, Don't Fence Me In, which has got some very unusual cages in it. We will look at that in a moment. It's a very interesting idea. It counts numbers outside the cages, not inside them. Very weird. Now, talking of very unusual, on Patreon we have Simon doing an extra solve today. So do check that out. Fistamafel has published a new puzzle, and even the example puzzle is pretty tough looking, and Simon's had a go at it. I presume that's a precursor to him trying the main one at some point, but time may tell against him for that. I don't know. But anyway, that is on Patreon. Do check it out. If you're on Patreon, there's all sorts coming up and all sorts already there. There's Pause's monthly reward, which is a 6x6 Sudoku, but there are solution videos to the Blobs Hunt from last month by Simon also. There are crosswords coming up. Tomorrow we'll have my monthly club special solve, and then later in the week we're going to have a listener crossword go up as well. So loads going on Patreon. There's a connections video for this week. Basically, you're just having a fine old time if you're with us on Patreon, and do join us if you're not. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. We already have 600,000 people. They can't be wrong. That's more than we're at the British Grand Prix this weekend. We've already got those 600,000, but do like the video sometimes as well, especially if you happen to like it. And don't forget that you can get all of our apps, which include more ordinary killer Sudoku, on the links under the video, as well as our merch and Sven's SUDOKU PAD. So those are all on the links under the video, along with the catalogue of our puzzles, how to get to the Discord server, even how to reach us via snail mail if you need to do that. But the first link is to this puzzle. It's called Don't Fence Me In. And Half-Baked Lunatic has been contributing to a lot of the apps lately, but has also sent us this. It's intriguing. I'm going to read the rules and pay careful attention. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so we will try and put 1 to 9 in every row, column, and every 3x3 box. Digits touching the outside of a blue cage on all orthogonal edges, but not diagonally, must sum to the indicated total. So look at this 20 cage. The digits touching it on the orthogonal edges are those 5 digits. They must sum up to 20. That's what this rule means. Now for a green cage, it's slightly different. Digits touching the outside corners of it diagonally, but not orthogonally, sum to the indicated total. So it's 29 for this cage, but that's counting those cells that only touch it diagonally. And finally, digits touching the outside of a red cage, orthogonally and diagonally, sum to the indicated total. So for this 3-cell 27 cage, it's counting, I guess, all of those digits, including this one that touches it diagonally only. So those are the rules. Oh, there's one more. That's quite important. No repeats are allowed in the digits making up the totals. I was just thinking there could well be repeats in that 20 sum, but there won't be. Okay, so those are the rules today. It's really weird. I'm going to continually be flicking my eyes to the right to work out which rules apply to green, which ones to blue, and which ones to red cages. But hats off to Half-Baked for making the grid in those colours and patterns. I think there's a degree of symmetry here as well. Check it out, but try the puzzle on that link. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. So, well, this cage 3, this is a green cage, and that's counting the diagonal digits. So that means that is a 3, and we've got the same in the opposite corner. That is going to keep 3s out of those corners, and they go together with the middle 3 to give us 3 3s. A decent poker hand. Now, that's the giveaway. Oh, 4 here, that's looking at those 2 cells. So they're a 1-3 pair. The opposite cage of 5 is looking at these 2 cells. So they might include 3. Probably by symmetry they do, but we don't know that. So There could be a 1-4 pair. Actually, these green cages do seem to be quite valuable. So 27 there is adding up these 4 cells, and the rule is that they have to be different. Now that's either 9873, 9864 or 9765. I don't know how to pencil mark that. There is no way. Oh, 29 though, that's doing 4 cells. They have to be 9, 8, 7 and 5. I'm going to colour them so I can sort of remember that I have to keep those to be different from each other. Oh, look what that does as well. They see all of these digits, as does the 3 in row 2. So they have to be selected from 1, 2, 4 and 6 now. That may be how we're meant to go about this puzzle. Oh, wait, 27. Ah, this is very interesting. Right, that is saying that these digits add up to 27. Now, we can now use the secret. Do you know the secret? Every row, column and box in a Sudoku adds up to the same number. And that number is always 45, because that's the sum of the digits 1 to 9. So we know that this box adds up to 45. This 27 cage is telling us the digits not in the 27 cage in the box add up to 27. So we subtract 27 from 45, and what this is now really telling us is the total of this cage is 18. And therefore these other digits are either a 6-9 pair or a 7-8 pair. That's happening here as well, isn't it? This is exactly the same makeup, 3, 27 and 45. Oh, 45. 45. What is a blue cage doing? A blue cage is looking at the orthogonal edges. So 45 is a total that means it's adding 9 cells. So these are all 9 different digits in those blue cells there. And for this 45, it's in these red cells here. And they're all different. Ah, so that is different from those two. So if that was an 8-7 pair, this would have to be 5 or 9. I don't know. This marking is a bit dangerous. Let's get rid of the blue and red. We might come back to that. It's filling up a lot of the grid. I'm not even sure that I should have done this yellow stuff now. But there's nothing, none of these cages actually refer to themselves. They all refer to digits outside the cage. It's a strange old puzzle, isn't it? Oh, there's a 3 in one of those cells. So by Sudoku, there's a 3 in one of these. And these are around this 27 cage now. Its 4 cells are here. So they definitely include a 3. So now they have to be 9, 8, 7, 3 because they're all different thanks to that useful bit of the rule. So these are a set of 9, 8, 7, 3. Now, what's around the 25 cage? That's these 4 cells. I will colour them for the time being. Because there is a limit on this. Oh no, if I knew one of those was a 3, maybe I could do something with that. But I don't, because I'm not certain one of these is a 3. I mean, I'm far from certain. I don't have any knowledge that it's a 3. It's just symmetry that suggests to me it might be. That's not a guide. These 4 cells add up to 18 for this green cage. Oh, we've got these 15 cages. Oh, look at that. Okay, let's get rid of the green. Let's look at the... Yes, there are 5 cells that we're counting for this 15 cage. Oh, that's really interesting. Right, these 5 cells, I've made them orange for now. They all have to be different from each other, and they're surrounding a 15 cage, so they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, look at this cell. That is something that is both in 5, 7, 8, 9 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is only one overlapping digit. So that's a 5 in both yellow and orange. I can take 5 out of the other yellows. Now, one of these two is a 3. It's not there because of the 1, 3 pair. So it's here. That is definitely a 3 now. That's a 1. This is 2 or 4, and these are from 1 to 4 to make the orange group of 15. Now there's also a group of 15 around this thing. So we'll go blue this time. And they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. Now, that could be 3. Oh, so these are from 1, 2, 4, 5, and that's a quad in this box. So these two are from 6, 7, 8, 9. And these are part of the cells surrounding the 25 cage. The green one with its diagonals. And one of those is a 6. Now, can I rule out 3 from these greens? Which would be quite interesting. If there was a 3 in them, the other two cells in green would be 9 and 7. I can't rule out 3. That doesn't even give me too many 9s, 8s and 7s in rows 4 and 6, I don't think. So let's look at these blues again. 5 is definitely in one of those two cells because it has to be for the middle box, along with 1, 2 or 4. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, oh, there's 3 cells in this column from 1, 2, 3, 4 now. And there's this. Oh look, here's a 7, 8, 9 triple. That's very surprising. Shows the value of pencil marking because I wouldn't have spotted that. So 3 in this column, well, there or there or there, I suppose. 5, no, I don't know, this is strange. How do you get on with this? Oh, and of course I've forgotten all of these 45. So the red and blue are different. This blue is adding orthogonal touches only, those 9 cells. This red is even adding the diagonals, so it's adding those cells together. So I mustn't have a repeat. Oh, where does 3 go there? Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, I mean, 45 means that this red cell is surrounded by 1 of each digit. And indeed, this area I've highlighted is 9 cells big. Where does 3 go in it? It doesn't go in box 1 where there's already a 3. It doesn't go in these pencil marked cells which don't have 3 as an option. It doesn't go here or here because of the 3s in the columns. So it definitely does go here. That's a 3. Now we've got a 3 in one of these two places. We know that this isn't a 3. And now the blue cells which need a 3 rule 3 out of this bottom cell. One of these two is a 3. And one of these two in column 1. One of these two in column 6. 3s are getting very weird. I don't quite know what to do next. Bother. Okay, that was interesting. What about this 1, 2, 4 group? They don't all see a particular cell except that one. Oh, there has to be a 1 in that group in one of those cells. So there's no 1 in those two. And now one of these blues is a 1. We've got, that is in this 18 group, but that seems a bit less powerful than some of the others. No, let's make it red. But maybe I'm meant to be looking at these 45 groups. So the 3 was useful there. There's 1, 3 around this one as well. Okay, there are plenty of cells where it can be ruled out. There, and there. And there has to be, sorry, that can be ruled out, in fact, because we know from the column that there's a 3 in one of those two. No, that doesn't really help then. There doesn't have to be a 3 in the cage. I mean, the cage just has 5 digits. We don't really get a clue about those. So what about this one? That's got its 3, so that's not a 3. And now the 3 in blue, yes, okay, this blue already has a 3 touching it there, so it can't have one here. So now the 3 in the blue cells can only be here. Now this is a 3-2 pair. That's also not a 3, and this is a 3. We haven't quite finished the 3s, but we get one in green. And that's not a 2. Just checking the blues, but look at green. We've got a 6 and a 3 in green now, and they add up to 25 different digits. They need a 7 and a 9, so they don't have an 8 in. There are 3, 6, 7, 9 combos, so 8 in the central box is in one of those, and now 8 in the cells surrounding the 27 is not over this side. This side is 3 and 7 or 9. This side is 8 and 7 or 9, so that's not an 8. Therefore there's an 8 in one of those 2 yellow cells, because yellows need an 8, and that's not an 8. Ah, this is strange. That means that's not a 7. And in green, this is 6 and either 7 or 9. So there's no 6 in these cells. This is 3 and 7 or 9. And I don't know, I thought, well, we're going to have used up the 7s and 9s in these 2 rows. So where do they go in row 5? Probably 1 here and 1 here or something. I don't know. Now, let's look around these 45 cages again. We've got that 3. That's saying this isn't a 3. Bingo. So that's not a 3 because it's around that blue cage as well. So this is where the 3 is. That's where the other 3 is, not here. That is not necessarily a 7-9 pair. In fact, all that did was place these 3s. Annoying, okay. But I need to keep considering these 45 cages. So this has got, well, it's got a 7 or 9 around it there, and a pair here that include the other of 7 or 9, because they're an odd pair adding up to 15. So none of these can be 7 or 9 now. That really probably, well, it matters a little for this cell, because the other of 7 or 9 in this box that isn't this one is now in one of these 2. And that feels a little strange. It's going to end up meaning that one of these 2 is 7 or 9, but I don't know. I'd love it if it put it in red, but I don't see why it necessarily does. Reds add up to 18. I haven't really got a handle on that yet. Oh, 5 in row 2 is somewhere over here. And 5 in row 1 is in one of these 2. Oh, and that doesn't actually achieve anything. It neither says it, we already know there's a 5 around the blue. So that can't be 5. That's quite interesting. Yeah, I have to keep an eye. So around this red, I think I'm going to literally use the pen tool to draw these lines. So around the red cage here, we're looking at those 9 cells. Around the red cage here, we're looking at those 9. Now, around the blue, it's just the orthogonal ones. So those are the 9. And around this blue, those are the 9. And again, we've got 7 or 9 there and another one of those in this cage. So somewhere here, we've still got to put a 5. Anything else? 1 of 6 or 8 is in these cells I've just highlighted as well. And I've got this 7, 8, 9 triple. So if it was 8 that we still hadn't, if this was 6, 9, That would be an 8, I think. And that would be a 7. That would be 9, that would be 7, that would be 8. You'd get loads done, but I don't know. I don't know what to be looking at quite. This is a very confusing puzzle in terms of how to look around it. Oh, we've got those blues. Have they matured at all? No. Or the oranges? They all have to be different. These are the key points. No, I need to actually find something I can do. We've got 7 or 9 there and 7 or 9 up here. So we have a 6 or an 8 to place. And again, if it was 6, it couldn't be there because of the 6 in one of those cells. So that would be 6. Ah. No, I was going to say if 6 is definitely in one of those cells, it can't be there. But it's not, because the blue 6 could be in one of these. Probably is. How about 8 in this box? Don't know. 8 in this column? Don't know. Ooh. No, I don't know. I've got a 2 there. Can that be a 2 in red? Maybe I can rule something out of red. There's no 3 in red. Oh, I'd forgotten a couple of cages, haven't I? I've got this one and this one that add up to 18 and 20. Ah, well, this one doesn't have a 3 in it. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, that's 18. That's where I should have been going. Right, these dark greens are 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. They all see all of these cells. So that is 7, 8, or 9. Also, what else do they do? I don't know. Do I know what goes around the 20? Again, it doesn't have a 3 in it. But now, I think we've got to have 1 and 2. To make the 20 sum. 1, 2, maybe even 4. And then either 5, 8 or 6, 7. Yes, 1, 2 and 4 are definitely in this group. Oh, I thought this was absolutely blowing things for me, but I don't know what it's done. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 here. So maybe in this box. Or, well, these cells are seeing 4 of those 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 cells. So they must contain 1 digit from 7, 8, 9 at least. And I suppose the same for those 4 see both of these. If that was a 6, that's a 6. Ah, this isn't a 6, because then the 6 in the green would be there, and that would have to be a 6, but it can't be. So that's not a 6, and this isn't a 9. Now we've got a 7, 8, 9 triple in column 1. That can't be a 1 by Sudoku. So one of these is a 1, and that's not a 1. And now the 1 in box 7 is in one of those 2 cells, or in column 1. I could have seen that. 3, 7, 8, 9, and a 1 here. These are from 2, 4, 5, and 6. That can't be a 5 by a Sudoku that I hadn't seen. That is 2 or 4 and must appear in one of these cells. Oh, we've got this orange 1, 2, 4. It's so strange having to look at these different, dissimilar, disparate groups together. It feels like a very dysfunctional puzzle, actually. It's probably me being very rude, but it does feel strange. Right, 1 in box 3 is in one of those cells. Oh, 2. Yeah, this is interesting again. This is the same as 1 looking down here. 2 is in a grey cell, so it's in one of those. and therefore it's not here, because they all see that. So the 2 in this box is now in one of those 2, and the 2 in the grey is in one of those. We discovered the 1 in the grey was in one of those, so that's... Oh, I see, yes. First of all, we discovered that 1 in green, sorry, was in one of those 4 because it couldn't be there. And then it couldn't be here. What I should have said is that 1 in box 4 is in one of those 3, definitely, so it can't be here. And then the 1 in column 1 is down in the corner. I suspect we can make the 2 there by the same trick. 2 there. I don't know, this isn't so obvious. This can't be a 1. Yeah, okay, that's all right. There is a 1 in the grey somewhere, so this can't be 1 or 2. Because there's also a 2 in the grey somewhere, and they all see this one. So 2 in box 6 is one of those. And therefore 2 in grey is not there. And 2 is here, and that places 5 this time in box 3. And now that can't be a 5. This is fascinating and very complicated, if I may say so. Half-baked lunatic. Now, 5, 2. I don't know. I want to say neither of those are 2, but I don't know that. That's not 2. That's just Sudoku. So the corner is 4 or 6 now. This is part of a 2, 4, 5, 6 group. But 4 and 6, both of those have to be in green. So whatever that is in one of these cells. And I've ignored this red line for quite some time. We've only got 1 more 7, 8, 9 to put on it. Right, these 2 cells have to be from... No. One of them can be that digit, whatever that is. But the other one can't be any of the other green digits. So the other one can't... The other one that isn't that digit is from 7, 8, 9. But we only need 1 more of those on this red line. So there's one of those and 1 of these. And that... Now I'm just getting... Well, that's going to form an effective 2, 4, 5, 6... quad and 2 parts of a 7, 8, 9 triple, and that digit is going to be the other part of a 7, 8, 9 triple in the box. So there's 1 part there, 1 part here, and 1 part in one of these. Oh, this is so weird. Now, I do know that 4 is in grey. 1, 2, 4 are necessary in this 20 sum. So this digit, I literally am going to pencil mark it as 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. But it could be 5. I say but because otherwise I could put 5 in grey and then 5 in one of these. Now I've got to look at these lines. This line needs a 2 on it somewhere. Is that interesting? The 2 can't be in those cells, or there, or there. And there are probably groups that might have been moving that I've forgotten to look at, like orange, green, this group that I haven't really paid any attention to for a while. No, I can't see what they've done. This is a 7, 8, 9 group in yellow. It's so odd. I mean, there's probably a better colouring technique in this puzzle than I've been achieving. Okay, let's look at the reds again. They add up to 18. Do they have to have a 1 in? If they didn't, they don't have a 3. If they didn't, 2, 4, 5, 6 is the minimum. That's only 17. So they could be 2, 4, 5, 7 if they didn't have a 1 in. Now, I've got to look at these blues and reds that I've been creating. We've got 3 of the high digits there. Ah, right. None of these cells can be 7, 8, or 9. This is vital. This one can't be because we've pencil marked it as 1, 2, 4, 5, or 6. That's because of the green group. These can't be from 7, 8 or 9 because they're a triple in this column. The pencil marked ones here, they can't be. So the 3 cells in these blue lines around this blue 45 cage that are from 7, 8 or 9 are that and these two. And sorry, these two. And therefore they don't include 6. And now they're a 7, 8 pair. I want to say that's a 9. Yes, it is, because of the blue line. That's a 9. Right. I was going to say now that's a 7, 8 pair. This is a 6, 9 pair, but that's not a jump I can make. But I can take 9 out of these cells. Now there's a 9 in one of these two in box 5, and that's not 9, that's 7. And now 7 can't be on this blue line, so it did work. I can make that a 6, 9 pair now. So now on this blue line, I've got 6, 9, 3, 7, 5. That can't be 6. 1, 2, 4, 8 left to place. That one is 4 or 8 because it sees 1 and 2. This one is in the grey sum. Now, could the grey sum have an 8 in? If it was 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. Yes, it could. But 7 sees these two cells and is now in one of these two. 7 in row 5 is in one of those two. That is not 7. Is that all I've learnt here? I really thought I was unlocking the secrets of the puzzle a moment ago. 3, 9. There is another 7 or 8 here. Now, down here in the box, I've got 7, 8, 3, 1. So in this cage, I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 9. Let's have a look at this blue line. 7, 8, 3, 9. Everything else is 1, 2, 4, 5, or 6. Now, that is a quintuple, but only a very predictable one. This blue line, 6, 3, 9, 5, 7. This one we worked out is 1, 2, 4, or 8. This top row, don't know. This group of cells, or yellow, something happened to yellow. No, and I don't even know that that's large, but I do know that both of these are large. That has to be the same digit as that, because they're both opposite to row 8, column 1. And that digit is going to have to go here, so that's not a 9. Now the 9 in box 1 is in one of these cells. Brilliant. And the 9 in column 3 is in one of these. Now, I bet that can't be a 9. These would be a triple adding up to 9 without a 3 in it. They would be 1, 2, 6. Well, they could be 1, 2, 6. Ah, we've got these green cells and we've put a 7 in them. So that's a 6, that's a 9. That finishes off the big digits in box 5. I could have done the same with this 3, 9, 8, 7 thing. Right, that's now a 9 by Sudoku. That's not. What is this? It's either that digit or a high 7, 8 or 9. Okay, I don't know. 9 there though, come on. Come on, this is now a 7, 8 pair, so that in the yellow, that is a 7, 8 pair. Wow, it's just remembering which bits. Okay, green is done. I'm getting rid of bright green. That one is done, which I never really coloured. Orange is absolutely not done. Blue is not done. Yellow has reduced to this 7, 8 pair. I think I'm going to take out the yellow because I don't really need to think about that anymore as long as I notice that 7, 8 pair. Okay, come on. This digit is in one of those two. But this region around here, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 in those cells, that can't be a 6 because we've got this 6. So one of these two is a 6. on this blue line, and that's not a 6. And that might well be a 6. One of these three is a 6. I don't know. No, I was going to say there's no 6 in red now, but I don't know that at all, because one of those could be a 6. Over here, 7, 3, oh, this line, we've got a 1, 2, 4, 8 quad to sort out. So one of those, oh look, I've got an 8 there now. So that's where the 8 is in that quad. The rest are from a 1, 2, 4 group. That 8 is looking at that cell, which is now 7 or 9. In this box, we've got a 7 to place in one of those two cells. And that gives me a 7 in one of these two in column 6. And that 7 means none of these can be a 7. And there is a 7 in one of those two cells in box 9. And that forms an X-wing with 7s in box 7 and says that's not a 7, this red one is. And that is in the 18 sum. So these other 3 digits add up to 11. That can't be a 9 anymore. I might not be able to go any further. I can't have another 7. So that's not a 7. The 7 in box 9 is now there. Suddenly 7s are coming free. 8, 7 are done here. That's an 8. That's a 7. As long as that logic was right, I'm reasonably confident, then I've got a lot of 7s done. Is that great news? I don't know. Oh no, I'll tell you why it's not. Because I've messed... No, I thought this blue line didn't have a 7 on it. It does. It has it there. It's okay. I haven't messed up. Not in that respect, at least. Okay, now this doesn't have a 7 on. This 20 sum. And the options for it were 1, 2, 4, 5, 8 and 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. So this is now 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. And that sees them all and is not 5 or 8. I could have been able to tell it wasn't a 5 before. So now I've got a 6, 9 pair in the column. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. Is it worth pencil marking those? It's always worth pencil marking them. I'm going to do it anyway. Now, around this red line, we've got 6, 7 and 3 marked. We need a 9 that isn't there or there. So the 9's... Well, it's also not there because there's a 6, 9 pair. So the 9's in one of those two cells, and that makes this one a 6. This is a complicated puzzle. The interactions are very surprising. We get a 4 there. That's now a naked 7, and that's a 9. 7's... Can I finish off 7's? That's not a 7. 7 in row 3. No, I'm not sure I can. I've still got that 7, 8 pair to resolve. These are not 4's, nor's that. The 4 in green is in one of those cells, and that becomes a 2. Now, that is on this orange set, so that's now a 1, 4 pair. In the box, we can take out 4. That's a 2, 5 pair. This is 1 or 4. Those are a 1, 4 pair. How is that not? That's done. This is 4 or 5. 1, 4, 5 or 8 in the column there. Now, this red line again, 3, 7, 6, we need a 2 on it. That is either there or... No, it can't be here. We've got Sudoku to the rescue. So that's the 2 on the red line. Still struggling with 1, 4 pairs everywhere. I wonder if that now has to be a 6. I don't know if that's true. Not going to do it. Going to get rid of the corner mark there. That's all. Now these don't have a 2 on. The 2 in green is in one of those cells and not here. This is 1, 4, 5 or 6. Let's have a look at this red line, which I haven't looked at in a while. It needs a 7 and a 2. The 7 has to be in one of these cells. That's probably totally obvious. No, it's good, because that makes this an 8. Yes, in fact, that 7 makes this an 8. And that makes this a 7. I tried to get rid of the yellow colour there. There we go. This is a 1, 4, 8 triple. That is 2 or 6. This is 7 in the row. This is now not 7. It's part of a 2, 5, 6 triple. 7, 2. This one is also 4, 5, or 6. Now, let's look at these that have to all be different. I don't know. That's a 1, 4 pair on the blue line, so that's a 2. That's now 5 in the central box. 5, 2 there. That 2, we've already got that 2 on this line. I could have done that. That's now not a 2. That's a 1, 4 pair. This is a 2, 6 pair. The reds have to add up to 18 still. I should be using that. Maybe. These I don't have a 5 on anymore. There is a 5 in one of these two cells, so that's not a 5. And now the 5 in box 1 is there on the red line. There's only one place for 2 on the red line. There. Okay, so now there's only one place for 2 in green. There. And these don't have 6 in. They're a 1, 4, 5 triple. That's a 6. Let's get rid of the green colouring. Actually, let's get rid of orange as well, because they've been reduced to a 1, 4 pair. 1, 4, 5. That's a 6 by Sudoku. This is a 4, 5, 9 triple. That's a 1, 4 pair, so this is a 5, 6 pair. That can't be 5 on the line. So that's 5 in the box. That's part of a 1, 4 pair in the row. That's a 9. This is not 1 or 4. We've got a 5, 8 pair in the box, on the line. And that can't be 5 or 8. 6, 2, 7, 3, 5, 8. This is a 1, 4, 9 triple now. And that means that's a 5. And the grey cell is an 8. And the other grey cell is a 5. And this is a 1 or a 4. That is also not an 8. So 8 goes there. Let's remove the corner mark. Okay, this is all happening now. All of these blue red lines need 1, 4 pairs resolved. That's not a 9 or an 8. 4, 5, 9 here. That can't be 5. Oh, look, 5 is looking at this cell. So 6, sorry, in the wrong mode. 6 and 5 are done. Now 5 can't be in either of those, and that's a 5. Now I've got a 1, 4, 9 triple in the row. 8 and 6 can be filled in. These are from 1, 4, 9. Surely I know where 9 goes. Apparently not. But I've got this red sum. 13 plus another 5. So 4 there and 1 there. And that is going to do the puzzle. Right. So now let's get rid of red and blue as areas. Red is actually filled in. Blue, I can make this a 4 to complete the blue area. And that's done. There we go, bye-bye blue. And now I can surely fill in, I can get rid of grey as well. I didn't even notice that was still going. Let's use that grey though, as I fill in this 1, that makes that a 4. And there we go, this is going to finish the puzzle. 1 on the blue line, 4 on the red line, 1 on the red line, 4 on the blue line. 1 and 4 there are done. This is 4, 9 pair, that's a 1. This is a 4, that's a 9. This is a 4, that's a 9. What a remarkable puzzle. Don't fence me in. 40 minutes. It's genius, isn't it? Half-Baked Lunatic really comes up with some exceptional bits of work. Highly complicated and a great deal of amusement value there. Thank you very much to Half-Baked Lunatic. Thank you for watching. It's always a pleasure to have you with us, and hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.